Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man who finds out his ex has been cheating on him with another guy after he took her back when she left him for a new guy. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. My ex-girlfriend Miranda, 22, and I, 23, had been seeing each other for over 2 years. She left me for another guy last fall, but that only lasted about 2 weeks before she realized she was still not over me. We got back together and things have been okay until recently. Miranda and I go to college with Jacob, 23 male, whom she had a fling with last fall. We're even in a few of the same classes. Not too long ago, I noticed Miranda wasn't coming home from work on time. We never lived together, but we had each other's locations. When I'd ask her about it, she would say she was studying. One night, I went to the library and saw her there with Jacob, sitting close, laughing and talking. I felt iffy about the whole thing, but I quickly left before they saw me. For the next few days, I acted like everything was fine. I told her I was really busy with finals, but we would still see each other on the weekends. I knew she was still seeing Jacob on the weekdays, and I doubted all they did was study in the library. Yesterday, we had to deliver a presentation in the Francophone Studies class about a subject of our choosing. It's a minor I'm taking for extra credit and not exactly important. So I said screw it and decided last minute to do a presentation on infidelity in historical literature. I referenced affairs hinted at in various French and English writings, and then concluded with a slide about modern cheating. Miranda and Jacob also take this minor and were present. So I casually called out to them as I was wrapping up and said, if anybody needs clarification, they should ask from them because they have first-hand knowledge by experience, since they've been doing it behind my back for months now. It was so awkward and everybody was staring at them. Our professor looked completely lost but somehow managed to move things forward. Later, as I was leaving, Jacob rounded me up and said I was a total jerk for embarrassing his lady love like that. So I simply stated that she's no lady, just an average cheating broad. Now it's been a day and I hear that word has spread everywhere. I've had hundreds of texts from Miranda and her friends blasting me for outing her personal business. I haven't blocked anybody yet because the texts are quite funny, so that's where things are at now. Update. I ran into Miranda's sister at the store. She apologized for Miranda's behavior. I assured her that wasn't necessary. She told me her parents feel really bad too. Said if it's any consolation, Jacob dumped Miranda too. I told her it really wasn't, but I appreciated the information. I've also since seen Jacob around town with someone else. My friends tell me the girl said she had been seeing Jacob the whole time he had been seeing Miranda. What a sleazebag. They all deserve each other. Finally, I got an A in speech. My professor loved my presentation. He thought I spoke very passionately and eloquently. Very happy to hear that. All in all, I feel pretty happy about the direction my life has taken. I never should have taken Miranda back last fall. I'll never make that mistake again. Don't ever date your exes, men. You never should have taken Miranda back, OP. She left you for another guy when the relationship was thrilling, but after the thrill died, she came back to you. I'm not surprised she cheated on you publicly too. She and Jacob totally deserve each other, especially since he knew you two were together. It's good that you can leave that part of your life behind you now. I'm glad you got a good grade for the presentation. Good luck, OP. Story 2. Me, 25 male, and my wife, 27, have been married for 3 years. We're a military couple, and I was finding myself at home less and less. This led to my wife feeling neglected and me just wanting more personal time when I was able to come home. My subordinate with whom I work with, 36 male, was introduced to my wife at a professional social event. Me introducing them gives me an incredible amount of guilt. Well, like her, he was also having marital issues at the time, which led to them confiding in each other. This in turn obviously resulted in a romantic relationship. The relationship consisted mostly of texts, but eventually led to lunch dates and after-work interaction. I was too caught up in work to notice anything at first, but after a month or so, I realized what was happening and confronted them both. My wife seemed apologetic, and so did my coworker. I told them both to cease all contact, and they agreed. As the reader suspects, the contact continued, and each time I would forgive her. This went on for another couple weeks until I had enough, and reported my coworker for pursuing an inappropriate relationship. This led to his involuntary separation from the service. I also requested that I be moved to another geographical location to help stabilize my family and fix the barely surviving marriage. Well, she agreed and broke contact with him, so I thought. The night before the move, also realizing all of our personal property had already shipped to our new location, she told me she could not go and left me. Apparently, the guy had told her he was leaving his marriage for her and she should do the same. Since I'm a federal employee, I had a legal obligation to leave, so I did. I decided to take action and began to file. She's upset because I guess she wanted me to continue to pursue her. I don't know why I have guilt, but I do. I still love her dearly, and it makes no sense why she would leave me for someone who's unemployed, 9 years older than her, and who has a child. Also, I know this is written like a 9-year-old wrote it. I'm just having a hard time processing my thoughts. I'm sorry this happened to your marriage, OP. Your wife was feeling neglected in her marriage and she met someone who gave her all the attention she wanted. This always happens. I'm not excusing her infidelity, but she is human after all. However, everything started to be solely her fault when she continued to contact him even after you forgave her for everything. She should have cut him off as you told her to if she wanted your marriage to work. I don't understand why she expected you to pursue her. How could you after she's made her choice and she continued to choose him over and over again? Now for some comments. You should have pursued her? Wow, she's literally trying to make her cheating your fault. Leave her and don't look back. What's going to happen the next time your duties require you to be gone? Or spend less time at home? She continually went against your more than generous wishes and you kept giving her a chance. My ex-wife did the same thing. It really did not make much sense to me, but I'm glad I moved on. She was cheating on me, and I'm sad to say it wasn't the first time. I found out and told her to leave. I filed for divorce and for full custody. My divorce was completed 23 days after I kicked her out. She wrote me letters for the next 6 months bashing me for filing divorce so fast. She constantly told me how great the new guy was. I never responded to anything other than things for her stuff and things about the kids. The last time I told her she was right, I was all the horrible things she said I was, and for her to get over it and move on. I think that really killed it for her. She quit writing letters after that. I did win custody of my kids and my house. She walked away with really nothing. I found in the end it was better to live alone with my kids than it was to suffer another day with her. I hope you move, and I wish you the best. You don't have to apologize for the writing. What you're going through can be one of the mind F's of a lifetime. I think you're probably right, and that your childish wife is bewildered that you're respecting yourself and acting like an adult. Life isn't a romantic comedy, as she may just be discovering or will discover soon. I echo those who say you are doing the right thing. I know it's not easy. You're in pain, confused, and possibly in shock and suffering from PTSD. Take care of yourself. Sounds like you tried to handle the entire thing like an adult. I think it bodes well for your future, but not gonna lie, this is a painful time. Protect yourself from your wife. She's not on your side and hasn't been for some time. Don't allow her to manipulate you with tears and rewrite marital history. Story 3. Reddit, this is very hard for me to talk about, but I need to get it out there and get some advice. I'm often too embarrassed to talk about it with anyone. Well, in June, my wife, 25, and I, 24, got married. We had been together for 3.5 years at that point. Well, I found out she cheated on me from photos I found. When I confronted her about it, she told me one story, but that turned out to be a lie. She had been talking to this guy for way longer than she originally told me. I suspect it was going on even before the wedding. There were other guys too, but she says she was just talking to them. I don't believe that. This all happened maybe a month ago, and I'm still here not knowing what to do. I know I should go get a lawyer and move on with my life, but part of me feels bad leaving her on her own. Though I know I shouldn't feel that way. I'm not happy living with her still. We're both on the lease and she can't afford it on her own. I don't know how to deal with that or any of this. I left the military not too long ago and am in college. And because of this, I know my grades are suffering. It's not good. Now for some comments. Definitely move on. She obviously never took your relationship or your marriage seriously. She cheated on you and there were other guys she was talking to. Who knows if she also slept with them? She also lied when you confronted her. You would never be able to trust her again, nor should you. Apparently, she thought your marriage was just casually dating you and a bunch of other guys. If she's cheating on you by month 2, there sure ain't no way in hell she'll be a loving, faithful wife by year 20. You need to get her out of your life ASAP. Maybe it means you grin and bear this shitty situation until the lease is done. A better idea would be to evict her and/or take the short-term financial hit of breaking the lease. But whatever you decide to do, you absolutely should not invest any more time, effort, love, or feeling into your marriage. She killed it dead already, and the last thing you need to do is get sentimental and try to resurrect its rotted corpse. She's been a horrible wife to you, and you need to get out of this marriage ASAP. If I were you, I would end it. Perhaps someone could move on from cheating if that cheating was something like, we had a big fight, I was on the wrong side. She got drunk and slept with someone else. But this cheating was not like that, was it? She had been talking to the guy, she didn't take a step back when she developed a crush as she should have. She also didn't come clean and tell you she cheated on you. You learned about it yourself. She was also flirting with other guys, you say. Totally selfish behavior. She doesn't act like she's in a monogamous relationship, nor does she act like she respects you or your marriage. How can you trust someone like that?